Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Steve, and this is Go Blue Uncut, where we smoke and talk Michigan football. So let's get into it. So it was announced today that Michigan is now number one in the rankings for the first time since 1997 when they won a national championship. Go motherfucking blue. And so the top four teams, Michigan number one, number two, Washington. Number three, Texas. Number four, BAMA. So which means Michigan will be taking on BAMA in the Rose Bowl. Texas will be taking on Washington in the Sugar Bowl. And it's a bunch of bullshit that went on regarding the Florida State situation. And most people go be like, well, y'all just scared to play BAMA. No, we don't give a fuck. To be honest, I don't give a fuck. I feel, we have a better team this year. I feel that we have the interior D-line to compete this year. And so when I say that Florida State got fucked over, it's really Texas and Bama, to be honest. Florida State should have been top three, period. Me being a Michigan fan, if you're going to hold Florida State for not looking good on offense against the top 15 Louisville team, well, you got to punish Michigan as well for not looking good at all on offense against an Iowa team. And I feel Louisville is a better team than Iowa. I think Florida State has a great defense, some big-ass receivers to compete with anybody. You can say, well, their quarterback didn't look that good, but shit, we have a true junior quarterback who was up for Heisman at one point, looked like shit against Iowa. No takeaway from Iowa. Iowa has a great defense. And we knew going into the game that you can't make mistakes against Iowa. So if you're going to punish Florida State, me being a Michigan fan, I felt you should have punished Michigan as well. So Washington, the only team, judging off of everybody else's expectations, Washington, the only team you can say, well, they had a great win against Oregon. But other than that, I don't feel nobody's that much better than Florida State. If so, even with that third string quarterback, I feel they got the athletes, they got the running backs, and they undefeated. So I just wanted to get that out the way. Shout out to Florida State, man. Y'all got fucked. Pause. But it is what it is. Michigan number one in the playoff ranking, taking on Bama. And I'm not going to really get into the matchup too much. I think that's going to be another video for down the road. It's just, I just wanted to do a quick video just saying, it shows a lot, with Jim Harbaugh, with J.J. McCarthy, with Jesse Minter, with Sherrod Big Nut Moore, that to have a coach miss 6 games and to end the season undefeated is dope as fuck. Go motherfucking blue. No matter how you look at it. Like I say, the offense didn't play as good against Iowa, but Iowa is that plays that type of defense where they're going to let you get all the shit underneath. The linebackers are going to hit. Their D-line is going to be big and physical. And as long as you don't make no mistakes, you should win the game. And so shout out Samaj Morgan, who made the big punt return, true freshman. And he's going to be a game changer in these playoffs. I just shout out to Michigan as a football team going through all that adversity and to come out on the season number one and the playoff rankings going into playoffs. That's pretty dope. I don't think it's not one team, not just in the Final Four, but in the top 10, period. If they lose their head coach for 6 games, can finish undefeated. Because 7 of those top 10 teams had their coaches still didn't finish undefeated. Go motherfucking blue. So yeah, Michigan won. Washington 2, which, to be honest, I also thought they was going to put Washington at number 1. But it is what it is. Michigan's number 1. Washington's 2. Texas 3. Alabama's 4. So it's set. We're going to be in the Rose Bowl. 2 of the biggest winners programs in college football history. 0-2. So I'm really not going to get on here talking too much shit about going at Bama, because we have to come out and compete and show that we deserve to be here. Because even as the number 1 team, people still got us as an underdog. And we got to use that to just come out and dominate January 1st. And unlike the Georgia matchup, TCU, we threw 2 pick sixes and lost by 6 points. So you have that type of game where any program can have that type of game. Any program can have that TCU game. But Georgia, we got dominated. We wasn't big enough up front. And now I feel we got the players like a Mason Graham, like a Kenneth Grant, who can compete in the trenches, go one-on-one. I saw Kenneth Grant make a tackle against Iowa when a running back ran like hard as shit at Kenneth Grant, and Kenneth Grant was getting blocked as well, and grabbed the running back mid-run while he's standing up getting blocked. So dude is a beast, man. So I'm excited to see this matchup. I had somebody ask me on social media, because like I say, when you make the argument about the whole Florida State situation, everybody think if you're a Michigan fan, you scared of Bama. And they asked me, who would you rather face, Florida State or Bama? And I said, I'd rather face Bama. I'm gonna be real. I feel that we have the D-line. We have the D-line where Georgia lost a lot of players. Georgia lost a lot of good players in the last 2 years to the NFL. And any team who's going through that, you're not going to be the same. When you're losing juniors, you're not losing, 5th-year seniors, 6th-year seniors where you got a chance to have somebody that's a junior or senior behind them. You're losing true juniors. So, and the fact that Georgia don't have to play Bama every year has always been a knock on Georgia to me. So, yeah, but they asked me who would I rather face, Florida State or Bama. And I said, I'd rather play Bama. I feel Florida State got some big-ass receivers that can cause Michigan. If you look at Michigan, we have struggled with big receivers. You got average height receivers with speed. We showed that we can play against that. Just like Bama, Ohio has some of the best receivers in the country every year. You can argue that Ohio has been receiver U in the last 3 or 4 years. Bama put some goons in the league as receiver as well. But to say they just got the speed at receivers to where we cannot go better to handle. No, Ohio has one of the top recruiting classes every year. They put DBs in the league every year. They put receivers in the league every year. The difference I feel between Florida State and Bama, I feel Florida State has the receivers to where it don't matter who your quarterback is. We're going to play the type of defense where if you have a big receiver like a Coleman and number 14, I believe, for Florida State, that can create matchups, problems for us. But going against somebody like Bama where, they beat Georgia. And shout out to Georgia. You go undefeated for damn near 3 years. Ain't too much shit you can say bad about them. But I was not impressed with Georgia the whole year. I'm sorry. I was not impressed. I'm not an SEC hater. Salute to to SEC. They have dominated the last 15 years of college football. So, but I don't respect this Bama team. I don't respect this Bama quarterback. Like I said, that's another video. This video I just wanted to talk about Michigan being number one. And you can say what you want to say, but to go a whole season where your head coach misses 6 games over some bullshit, and where you beat a top 10, not just at the time, but to end the season, you beat a top 10 Penn State team, a top 10 Ohio team, and a top 20 Iowa team. No matter how you want to cut it, that's good as hell. And you beat 2 of those teams without your head coach. So, like I say, man, it's dope as fuck. First time being number one since '97. People making saying out there where Michigan don't have the receivers. Okay. When has it been a moment where we had to rely on our receivers? When has it been a moment where we had to rely on our quarterbacks to throw for 400 yards? It's crazy because they're going to just keep moving the goalposts. You go 13-0 now, and it's like, oh, well, this and oh, well, that. 13-0 is fucking 13-0, man. And so, and it was proven, like I say, like TCU had a good team last year. They had a quarterback who was up for the Heisman. They have a receiver who went first round. They got 2 pick sixes, and we lost by 6 points. I can live with that. I don't want to, but so this year's we the number one team, and I feel confident in this team. I feel confident in this team that we can go to the Rose Bowl and beat the shit out of Bama. And the good thing about it is we've been dominating at offense, defense, and special teams. And you can say, well, JJ hasn't looked that good in the last couple games. We haven't needed him to look like y'all want him to look. You play to win the game. The dude lost 1 game as a starting quarterback. Going against a dude who was benched this year. Who struggled against Auburn. Auburn is trash. So, like I said, I'm not going to get too much into that because at the end of the day, Michigan is 0-2 in the playoffs right now. So, I'm not going to get on here and talk trash about Bama and the SEC. All I'm going to talk about is Michigan's number one for the first time since '97, which they won the national championship. And they have a good chance to do it again this year. I would take Mason Graham against one-on-one against any offensive line in the nation. I would take Mason fucking Graham one-on-one against any offensive lineman in the nation. Watching that, I watched a little bit of the Georgia-Bama game. And like I said, when you lose, Georgia lost like 70 linemen in the last 2 years alone to the NFL draft. And watching that game against Bama, I'm like, nobody's beating that person one-on-one in the trenches. That quarterback's not finna just sit back there and think we not finna get to him. So I'm not going to cry about the disrespect I feel Michigan getting because it's deserved. We 0-2. You know, we could talk about the good things that we're 13-0. We went through all kind of bullshit along the way. And we here as the number one team in the fucking nation. Go motherfucking blue. You know, offensively, I think, you know, when they keep saying we don't got the speed, I say you got to look at people like Roman Wilson. You can't just go off the Iowa game because Iowa runs a defense where I don't give a fuck who you are. It's been proven. They're 10-3 for a reason. You know, 10-3 is 10-3. We got to stop moving the fucking goalposts. We can't say, oh shit, Iowa, Michigan 26 zip against Iowa is bullshit, but then say Alabama beating Auburn, who's trash. I don't even think Auburn's going to a fucking bowl game, to be honest. Fourth and goal from the 30, and all of a sudden, they're a team that we're scared of. Fuck no. Jim Harbaugh, as a successful college coach and an NFL coach, he knew what the fuck he had to do. After that 2021 loss against Georgia, he knew that we had to go out there and get some D linemen. And that's what the fuck we did. We got the corners. We got the linebackers. You know, Drew Colston, this is going to be a game where he's going to have to show that he's that linebacker. He's going to have to show that. You know, safeties, we got the DBs. We got the secondary to compete. But I think the game changer is we have, you know, not to mention just Chris Jenkins, not to mention just Mason Graham, not to mention just Kenneth Grant, not to mention just Trap Money Benny. We have some interior D linemen. Shout out to Gooding as well. We have some D linemen who I feel can make it hard for Bama in the middle. And if this is 2021, I'll be worried. If this is 2022, I think, you know, 2022, we go against a Bama or Georgia. We not coming out playing the same strategy against TCU. So, Michigan's number one for the first time since 97. Rose Bowl, granddaddy of them all, January 1st. Which is now I got to go into the new year stressing because shit, last year I went to sleep. After that fucking TCU loss shit, I took my bitch ass to sleep, nigga. And when I woke up and found out that Georgia beat Ohio, I said, fuck it. I ain't even care. But, you know, Michigan being number one is going to come with the bullseye of, you're number one, but you're going against Bama, so you're going to lose. And we're going to have to come out there and that we got the goons to go to Pasadena and make a statement that we deserve to be the number one fucking team in the nation. If we don't got to be, we don't want the number one team, it's an upset waiting to happen type mentality. No. We got the best fucking quarterback. Yes, over Washington as well. J.J. McCarthy's the best quarterback in the playoff period. No, shit, I forgot about. I like Quinn Ewers. I still go with J.J. You know, and people are going to point to where the numbers and all that bullshit. When we need J.J. to be J.J., he has been. He has been. We have 0 losses. The dude lost one game in the last 2 years. When we needed him to make a play, he has made it. In the last 2 years, the only thing you can say is he threw 2 pick sixes he threw in the playoffs. Other than that, last year he threw for about 3 touchdowns against Ohio, who has some of the fastest DBs in the nation, some of the best D linemen in the nation. He threw it against TCU when he had to. So we don't need JJ to come out and try to prove to y'all that, I can throw with the best of them. All we need JJ to come out is do what the fuck JJ's been doing. That's win. So Michigan's number 1 for the first time since '97. Go Blue. Bama, January 1st, Rose Bowl. We coming to make a fucking statement that we deserve to be the number 1 fucking team in the nation. It is what it is. Go motherfucking Blue.